Hello friends and followers, this is special episode number 23, 28th of December 2017. This episode I'm titling Third Face of the Moon Seriously, and the reason is I'm going to look at some of their channel videos and comment on them. They were saying they were changing their ways to try and get rid of the CGI fakes and put up serious UFO subject and videos. So it took me a bit of time to investigate this one because I was listening to their narration on their videos and also reading the user comments and was killing myself laughing that I was crying with the laughter. I couldn't see the screen and produce the episode. So who is Third Face of the Moon? Well, it's run by two twin brothers called Blake and Brett Cousins. According to their website here and also their Twitter account, they are apparently the best UFO channel for UFO sightings from around the world. Third Phase of the Moon voted top UFO researcher on YouTube. So I had a Google to see if I could find that was the case. And I couldn't find anywhere that YouTube said they were voted number one, and the only searches to come up was reference to their own website and Twitter account. So that must be another fake claim by them. So how many follow Third Phase of the Moon? Apparently it's got 463,000 followers almost, and it's had almost 250 million views. Now, considering that Google pays $1 per 1,000 views and half that by ad blocker, so looking at that, they got $250,000 divided by 2 is 125,000, and then you got to multiply how many ads they had per video, which is generally 3. By looking at their videos, and 3 or 4, so that's 125 times 3, and that's back up to $500,000 US approximation that they have earned since they started the channel in 2008. So they've been going for about 10 years, and that's just for ads from Google. So that $500,000 could be quite higher. And also you got merchandise sales that they could add on top. So looking at their monthly value here, which is pretty accurate, but you half it for ad blocker generally as a raw thumb. So that $20,000 a month is actually $10,000 US a month. Possibly a wee bit less and a wee bit more depending on the ad blocker. And also is listed as a technology site or a channel. And that means it's not a comedy or entertainment as many people claim it is, because it's so funny, but they're meant to be a serious UFO channel. Also, if you have a look here, they're getting around about 500 to 1,000 new subscribers a day. Now, are these people crazy or what? Do they just want to have a good laugh, or are they really people seriously looking for UFO quality stuff? Now I'm going to have a look at their UFO channel and see what videos they got up, and I'll look at random videos going back 3 months. So the latest ones have been on LA UFO and currently a Russian UFO. And as you can see here on the LA player, it's got these little yellow dots on the play bar, which tells you where ad breaks are. And looks like they've got 3 ads going on that. So that relates back to what I was saying earlier. So let's have a look at this LA event. And it goes back 4 days. And you can see they've made 3 videos about the same UFO sighted, which took me about 2 seconds to recognize it as a classic rocket launch. You got the contrail, that's a cone shape vapor coming from it, And I didn't even know where the location was when I first saw it, and I knew it was a rocket launch of some sort. And if you listen to them on these, it's all, oh, what could it be? Oh, is it a UFO? Is it multiple UFOs? And they're misleading people. We're live, we're number one, all this sort of carry on. And thanks for tuning in. And if you look at how many views they got on it, they've almost got 1 million views on that rocket launch video, which is SpaceX, of course. And it was well documented. All they had to do is get on Google and verify whether there was any rocket launches that night. Even the guy that owns SpaceX made a laughable tweet about it, saying it's a Russian nuclear UFO rocket exploding or something like that. So even on that video, they clearly haven't changed their ways and still misleading people, and they're trying to get as many views as possible. And also they put out 3 videos because they knew it was trending in the news, and they were hoping to get lots of views on it. Also, for people that have been researching UFOs for 10 years, should know straight away what a rocket launch would look like. Also, their 3rd video there doesn't say identified SpaceX rocket launch. No, they still got a clickbait title there, and only mention it in the description that it's been identified. So again, not honest people, and they're following the same tactics as some other big UFO channels that I have covered. So let's look at their latest video, which is what's happened over Russia, which is clearly just another rocket launch or a missile test. And if you have a look at the user comments, they explain just that. That it was reported to have more rocket launches going on. So even the users have more brains than what they do to analyze before they put up something. So they're just trying to get the news out there before anyone else does, but not actually do any analysis on it. And they don't update their titles, and they use clickbait titles and thumbs, of course. And you gotta laugh at this one. Why are these 2 guys mixing apples and oranges lately? Documented and verified rocket launches. This channel used to be about the unexplained. Seeing Secure Team 10 were copying this channel as well, because they did a story on this next one of the scientist, and CNN sort of laughing along, and Neil saying UFO just means that it is unidentified, doesn't mean it has to be alien. Of course, they're talking about the F-18 Pentagon video releases, and reading the user comments, they were buying into the conspiracy theory that the media are trying to cover up UFOs and aliens. And also, obviously, some of them watched Secure Team 10 as well, because they were saying the same things on his video, that he's a government shill or disinformation agent. So they're trying to buy into the conspiracy theory side of thing on YouTube. They know that if you have conspiracies, that you get a lot of people joining and subbing to you, just because you're talking about conspiracies and anti-government and anti-this and anti-that. And of course, no facts to back up the claims. Just more fake news and scaremongering going on. So on to the next video of theirs. Something huge has parked in front of the ISS space station. Now these ones always turn out to be lens flare. Because they're zoomed in here on the first one, you can't see what it's reflecting off, but it's generally reflecting off the robot arm in many of the other videos that also claim to be UFO. Also, they claim the feed gets cut as soon as it shows up, but the cameras are in cycling mode and automatically cut and then switch to another camera, and they rotate around. Also, Secure Team 10 puts up these lens flare space station ones as well, but any good UFO researcher should know the basics about lens flare. Now, these ones are often easily debunked by filming the same camera over a longer period and seeing it repeats over and over again. So that light anomaly will keep on growing and show and then disappear as the sun sets. And it will always be in the same place and same shape as long as they don't move the robotic arm. Here are some examples coming up that I'll show you. But as you can see, it feeds into the followers' mentality, saying that NASA's telling lies and covering up stuff. And it's all explainable. How many UFOs would slowly approach a space station and then slowly disappear again? Often they would zoom off at right angles and disappear or blink out. They wouldn't simply just hang around. Someone says NASA, never a straight answer. So where does that come from? Obviously the Secure Team 10 followers, because that's his quote. So if we zoom in on that lens flare, which they're calling a UFO, you can see it has dark and various bright segments, and it's identical to this other one here, which is also a reflection of the robot arm knuckle, and where you're seeing the joints is the dark bands, and also the metal bits are reflecting brighter sun back at the glass of the lens of the camera, so you're getting that ghost image. And if you didn't notice in the zoom up image, the UFO also had changed shapes. That's because more light was reflecting more of the part of the knuckle further on. And if you look at their two images side by side, it went from an oval type looking disc reflection to this strange looking 5-piece UFO. And here's the total debunk for it. Going back earlier in the year, the UFO's in the exact same place and same camera view, and you can see the same objects in the right side there of various parts of the space station. And also here's another snap from another time, also showing the same UFO. So yeah, it just keeps repeating over and over again in a sequence. Also, you can notice the round black hole on the UFO matches the round black hole again on the robot arm knuckle. So on to the next video, let's have a look, and yes, it's The Last Jedi. They're obviously running out of material, so they thought I'd bung up an episode just to try and pay the bills. Major live movie event 2017. Which means they're just filming themselves at the movie theatre. Silly buggers. I guess it might have been trending that week, since it was new release of the movie. So they were hoping to get lots of views for it, to see if anyone wanted to have a sneak peek. So on to the next video of theirs, and again it's more fake news and hype. Huge alien craft over the skies again. Now clearly you can see it's Chinese lanterns or sky lanterns. On the video itself you can see the flickering, pulsating, and this comment here from the user really sums it up and had me cracked up laughing on the floor for a while as well. They are Chinese candles. How many times do I have to write that down on this show? You know what they are. Stop acting stupid. I'm unsubscribing you. I told you if you kept catering to this retardation, I would unsubscribe, and that's what I'm doing. That's hilarious. So I had a quick look to see if I could debunk it directly, and I did a search for Sour Lake, Texas, and sky lanterns, and I found one wedding place called Southeast Weddings that releases sky lanterns for celebration of the event. So that's probably them releasing those, although I couldn't find a time of weddings events to match up the times. but that guy filmed it twice over different days, and obviously one was 4 or 5 lanterns and one was only 2. So it sort of matches up.
Some kind of anti-gravity technology that we're witnessing, some kind of component part to DARPA, maybe?
Yeah, we're ruling out that this is actually being hovered in midair, that we know this is not an anti-gravity subject because we do see a tether.
So that's their next video. I included a small clip of what they were saying, which is hilarious. Helicopter is transporting a UFO disc, and if they bothered asking people in South Africa, they would know it was a well-documented event in the newspaper of a helicopter flying a magnet device for survey underground. And some person's made a comment here, I guess everything that's round is going to be a UFO on your channel. So on to the next video of theirs, and it's a holographic UFO this time. More fake news, fabrication, fantasy. Clearly it's a steam from a volcano, or smoke from a volcano, or forest fire. As you can see, the smoke disperses and it leaves this bright triangle bit, which they're claiming is a TR3B. And if you look at the various other photos that come along, you can see it's got a orange filter over the camera, making everything orange, and you can see the sun's reflecting off the smoke cloud, causing it to light up. So it's just a natural occurrence there. There's nothing alien about it. And the question is, did they take the photographs themselves and pretend to be someone submitting it? We don't really know. But a clear case of making up UFO stories just to feed the public and all their fantasies that want to follow them. On to the next one, which is a UFO following a plane. We get a few of these through the years. It always tends to be a reflection of the interior window of an internal light source. And as you can see, the guy zooms back out and it's just a little pin of light on the window. And he turns around and you can see what looks to be like a LCD monitor with side lights and front lights, and that little change in white to blinking red to some blue in it is just a LED on the side of that LCD monitor. That's all it is, and he's just zoomed in with his camera at maximum magnification, and it looks like a whispery type cloud that's flickering colours, and they're calling it a UFO. They said sometimes Photoshop and CGI videos make it through on their channel, but here's a clear case. 3 months ago they're still uploading CGI fakes. This one could be Photoshop or CGI, I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's clearly not a UFO. It's some sort of thing like a car part or hubcap. On to the next video. This one's just hilarious. Greenland UFO megastructure. If you clearly look at it, you can see that the ice flow or sheet is flowing down the mountainside there and forming a curved cliff face on it, which is clearly part of the ice structure and not an actual building as such. And if you read the comments here, they're just absolutely hilarious, and I'll read those out. These ones had me on the floor crying with laughter. So, Mr. King says, it's called the Elephant's Foot Glacier. And Blake replies back, I'm sure that's what they want you to believe. And then someone replies to Third Phase, I'm sure you are a dickhead. And then someone agrees with them, not to put your videos down, Third Phase, but by absolute far the worst channel on the net that covers the topic of unidentified phenomenon. So I'm done looking at the 3-month random ones. Now I'm going to look back in time. I'm going to show you the famous one where they claim to be in Philippines filming a eyewitness account of a monster alien attack on a human, which clearly looks like a man dressed with a mask in these images. And Some guy debunked them by using Google Maps or Google Earth and a street view, and saw the same streets, the same cars on the street, namely this big Jeep and also fire hydrants, and confirmed that they weren't actually in Philippines but were still in their own hometown and on Hawaii. So this proves that they were faking stuff and lying to the people. As I keep saying to people, question everything you see and hear, as people will try to con you for views and ad clicks to get money from their videos they create. And the simple way to check out a channel is always just simply Google them with certain keywords like hoax or fraud or fraudsters, court lion and other keywords, and see what you find out about the particular YouTube channel. In fact, you can apply that to anything on the web that you read, even mainstream media. See what other people have to say. And as you can see here, there are a few listings talking about them being hoaxes and creating CGI and acting and scripting stuff. Disclose.tv. For almost 7 years now, the credibility of everyone in the UFO community has been on a steady decline. In a field that was topped by actual scientists, physicists, investigator, journalists and die-hard UFO researchers, has been replaced by YouTube hoaxers and people with major mental problems. One channels like Third Face and Secure Team 10. And this other article found on the search, located on the beautiful Hamakua coast of the Big Island lives the infamous video makers named Blake and Brent Cousins, more commonly known as Third Phase of the Moon. This company has been faking UFO videos for over 10 years, contributing to some mounting discrepancies within the UFO communities rather than helping find the solutions. This is very odd. No one seems to know whether his brother's name is Brent or Brett Cousins. Having looked through Google, some people call him Brett and some call him Brent. So it beats me which one's correct. Perhaps someone will know out there for sure. And here's a final report I'll read out. These two are also the creators of the Night Marches movie, a movie demonizing a local Hawaiian legend and making it out to be another Blair Witch type movie. A quick Google search reveals at least Blake is an aspiring actor with a active listing on the International Movie Database. So he's an actor. There's our first hint. So they're saying that they could script and act and make up fake UFO videos. Perhaps the case of which a person can create a believable UFO video nowadays is partly to blame. Better computer technology and software programs like Final Cut or Adobe Premiere Pro translates to more fake hoax videos coming forward, most with the hopes of becoming the next viral video, especially when a paycheck is involved, which is what I've been saying. And lastly, someone's written on Reddit, can we have a petition made to get Third Face off the internet? And people are saying no, you can't because it's free speech. Who would you petition to? YouTube channels like Third Face of the Moon and Secure Team 10 and many others actually do serve a purpose. If nothing else, they act as a good educational examples of what serial phony fraud hoax produced videos look like. That makes it a bit easier to identify probable hoax videos down the road. UFO Theatre has done an excellent and entertainment job in calling out the hoax YouTube channels. On his website he lists quite a few of the serial hoaxes. You can't petition to get them off the internet, but you can flag their videos as scam, fraud, and almost always for using a misleading thumbnail. Also, title for that. But honestly, the best thing you can do is ignore them. Without views to fund their operation, they are dead in the water. So I'll leave it there, and I hope you enjoyed this little episode I put together just before the new year, and have a good new year, and take care everybody on the roads, and wishing you and your family well in the new year. Goodbye.